when we communicate to those around us, we can communicate from 3 points of view. Okay. First point of view, point 1 is we call it what? Your derivative type 1. Okay. So this is essentially what? From your point of view. So we use what? Words like I, or we can use words like we. For instance, if you're doing B2B sales, okay, so B2B sales, do you think people will be that interested to know about you? No. But they want to know, what is your company about? Who are you representing? Am I right? I'm representing Apple. Alright, and this is what we do, okay? So this is point number 1. Now, point of view 2 is what again? Yes, you. Now this is the second derivative type. So essentially, you try to what? Put your audience, your client into your story, your point of view, just by changing the words. You, your, things like that. Now, point 3 is where we now go into what? We use words like they, or you can use words like he, she, okay, Jimmy, John, whoever it is. So these are what I call what? The detached person who coming from a what? Detached point of view. So herein lies the secret. If you want to communicate effectively, which point of view do you need to use? 2. Who says 2? Who says 1? Who says 3? Nobody. That means only 2. The answer is what? 4. All the 3. Yes. And in what? It depends on the situation. Now, you see, the thing is, does it mean that point number 1 is not important? No. Point 1 is also important. Because do you think, right, people, your customers will be keen to know who you are? Do you have the credibility? So in sales, right, or marketing perspective, this is all about what? You need to what? Build up your credibility. You need to be able to prove to your customer what kind of results have you created. Okay, but again, if you go too much into this, people will be like, you're just boasting about yourself. It doesn't matter. You see, there's a saying in life, your customers or people do not care how much you know, but they always care how much you care. Okay? People don't always care how much you know, but they always care how much you care for them. So the thing is that you need to be able to, yes, show them who you are, what kind of authority do you have, why do you deserve to be what? Heard. But then after which, right, you need to change to what? The second point of view, which is what? Talk about, hey, you know what? It's not about me, it's about you. Okay, in fact, okay, this is the thing. In today's sales, right, because we are so used to talking a lot about ourselves, so actually I often tell people, right, you need to reverse the thing. How do you reverse? That means, right, let me ask you a question. Most salespeople, right, when you go and present, right, what's the first thing they usually talk about? Their customers or themselves, most of the time. Most of them will talk about themselves. Most salespeople. Yes? But imagine now comes along, right, a salesperson, right from the start, right, he talks about the customer. Today, right, I'd like you to know that you are about to hear one of the proven methods, right, of investing in a property that will potentially help you to gain a 20 to 30% return within the next 5 to 10 years. Mr. Customer, would this be the kind of investment that you feel is worthwhile for you? Right from the start, right, you talk about what? What can they potentially stand to gain? Because of what? Do you think you will get your customer? Yes. So after you share this shocking statement, then I say what? You see, Mr. Customer, I've been in this property line for the past decade, 10 years. Over the years, I work with how many clients? Then you start to what? Build credibility. Can you see that? Then, but you stop there. You say, what kind of proof you have? In fact, one of my customer, her name is Alice. When Alice first came to me, she was blah blah blah. The before and the after. But when she chose to work with me, I was able to help her to select properties which are highly undervalued so that there is a higher potential for growth. And today, right, She is retired, okay, with 3 kids, but right, she has 3 properties, right, that's giving her residual income. Now, Mr. Prospect, do you think this is the kind of lifestyle, or this is the kind of fruits that you might be looking at? Now, can you see that?
So that means point number 2 is asking the customer question, is it?
So, every time you shift to point number 2, right, it's basically you want the customer to feel that you're talking to them directly. Because you use the word you. See, you, imagine you can do this, you can do that. You are able to invest and you're able to get the returns of this percentage.
Benefits.
Yeah. In fact, you might be wondering, how is it possible? Because one of my customers, John, also used to wonder, how is it possible to get this kind of returns? So when John did that, that is to again what? So what's the point of using the rating type 3? Yes, it's also to build credibility, but this is more like, it's this is personally, why should I listen to you? This is what kind of results have you created for others? This one is what?